From beaded braids and nails that grew bolder each season to the say what you can will catsuit at Roland Garros, tennis superstar Serena Williams has proven that beauty can be bold and authentic. Her powerful stylistic strokes will be on display once again as the sporting icon and the Good Glamm Group turned doubles partners to launch Wyn Beauty by Serena Williams. The brand wants to evoke prestige and celebrate the unique accomplishments of the 23-time Grand Slam winner. The product names are even inspired by Serena Williams' matchbook affirmations like brave, momentum, push, build and move. 91 shades across 10 distinct products in face, lip and eye categories. That's the catalogue of products which will hit shops on the 7th of April exclusively in the US for at least a year. The launch will be a milestone for the Good Glamm Group and will seek to position Serena Williams in the league of beauty brands led by celebrities like Rihanna, Kylie Jenner, Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Serena's rival at one time, Maria Sharapova. Beauty is now more than ever an industry that A-list celebrities want to be a part of, and with good reason. Following a solid recovery since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, beauty as a category has proven to be resilient amidst the global economic crisis and has become the fastest-growing consumer segment globally. McKinsey forecasts the beauty market to reach approximately $580 billion in size by 2027. Beauty enthusiasts and their love for celebrities will only add sparkle to the surge. In fact, 43 celebrity beauty brands tracked by Nielsen IQ surpassed $1 billion in sales for the first time in 2023, growing at nearly 60% and faster than the overall beauty market, which trudged along at 11% growth. Hello and welcome to Young Turks, India's longest-running show on startups and entrepreneurship. I'm Shereen Bhan to discuss what the partnership between the Good Glamm Group and Serena Williams entails. Joining us now live from New York City, Darpan Sanghvi, Group Founder and CEO of Good Glamm Group. Darpan, thanks very much for joining us bright and early from New York on Young Turks. Appreciate your time. So let's get down to it. You know, the Good Glamm Group is no stranger to dealing with celebrities, whether it's Akshay Kumar or Karan Johar or Shraddha Kapoor, but it doesn't get bigger than Serena Williams. How did this come about?
You know, it's a dream come true, Shereen. Serena is beyond celebrity. She is an inspiration, a true icon. It came about because of our audacious vision and dream that can there be a global beauty company coming out of India. And we said if we have to be a global beauty company, we have to be able to make a dent in the US market. And we had this dream about 4 years ago. And we ventured into the US looking for a great partner. On the top of our list was, no one better than Serena Williams. Parallelly, and coincidentally, Serena for the last 6 years had been thinking about her beauty line, had been toying with ideas on what to do over there. In true entrepreneurial style, we found a way to get in front of her. It took us a long time to convince her to show her our skills, our expertise, whether it was the tech and data DNA we have, or the new product development innovation, and also the way we think about brands, trying to build them with purpose and serve the communities that our brands serve towards. And there seemed to be a meeting of the minds there, and Serena gave us the opportunity. And here we are today. Last 2.5 years, we've been working closely with Serena to launch Wyn Beauty by Serena Williams. And today is the big day. We launched the brand in New York today.
Well, congratulations on the big launch. And, I want you to break down this 2.5-year journey for us and tell us what you can. As far as the contours of this joint venture with Serena Williams is concerned, who brings what to the table? You've given us a glimpse of what convinced her to join the Good Glamm bandwagon, so to speak. But what does, besides, of course, Serena Williams, what does she put on the table as far as this joint venture is concerned in terms of investment?
So, this is a true joint venture. We both are shareholders. We both, the joint venture owns the brand. We both own the brand here. We have been the operating partner. The vision for the products are a reflection of Serena. She's been poetry in motion on the court. And that's how she visualized her makeup line as well. A makeup that moves with you with buildable formulas that are high performance. There's no one in the world more high performance than Serena ever, probably. And that's what these products stand for. We have 72-hour hydration, a unique formula called the Truly Unstoppable Hydra Complex, which gives you 72 hours of hydration even after you remove the makeup off. All of this is a reflection of what Serena wanted. She lives an active lifestyle. She's up early in the morning. She goes through, whether it's her kids, her different companies, her investments, her workouts, and the makeup stays with you all throughout. And that was the vision that we brought to life together. So it's truly a joint venture where we are both highly involved in every aspect of the business. The brand vision, the product vision is Serena's, and we work together to bring that to life.
Poetry in motion. I like the way that you describe the brand philosophy as far as Wyn is concerned. But Darpan, let's talk about the nitty-gritties now. In terms of distribution, you start distributing this across the Ulta stores in the US. Does the joint venture distribution rights between Good Glamm and Serena Williams across different parts of the world? How does this work, and when do you actually bring the products to India?
So the joint venture owns the brand, right? And all the rights and all the IP to the brand. Ulta is our exclusive distribution partner in the United States of America. For background, Ulta is the largest beauty retailer of the US. Ulta has about 1,400 retail stores across the United States. We are launching in nearly half of them on day one. That, Shereen, makes this one of the largest beauty launches of the United States of this year. We will be across the country, coast to coast, nationwide, pan-America. Our first year is in the US. After the first year is when we will go beyond the United States. That's when we'll bring it to India and other global markets. That's how we've structured our go-to-market and distribution.
Okay, that's as far as distribution is concerned. What about India? When do you bring Wyn to India, and what's the e-commerce plan as far as Wyn is concerned?
So the e-commerce plan for Wyn in the US is it's only going to be on wynbeauty.com, which is the brands.com, and it's going to be on ulta.com along with the Ulta stores. In India, Shereen, hopefully in the next 12 months. The first 12 months focus is the home market, which is the United States for Wyn Beauty by Serena Williams. And we'll focus on that for the first 12 months, make sure it's a large success here. And then after the first 12 months, we foray it outside the US, which would include India.
Darpan, I want to understand from you, you've launched many brands here in India, of course, some organic, some in association with other celebrities as well. What's been the big difference as you've prepared yourself to launch Wyn in the US? I mean, take me through the big changes that you've had to bring about to be able to deliver this brand for the US.
Look, India is we know India like the back of our hand, right? Here. And I think launching a brand in India for us is extremely straightforward because there's a lot of learning curve that's already built behind us in India. Now, parts of those learning curve we could translate into the US. But at the same time, the US has its own learning curve for us. It is our first foray into the US. And that's where Team Serena and Team Ulta really come into play. Ulta knows the beauty consumer in the US better than anybody. They're the largest beauty retailer of the US. Team Serena is so closely connected to, what America stands for and what American consumers love and want. And that's where that's how the joint venture works so well, whereby we bring our learnings in terms of product development, tech development, brand development, all of those things that we have done very successfully here in India. We lean on Team Serena for their local knowledge of the market, for, of course, Serena's vision for what the brand and product should be, and Ulta for their knowledge of beauty and the beauty consumer in the US. And I think if we were doing it by ourselves, I would say it'd be very hard for us to pull off what we've been able to pull off now. I think because it's been a joint venture with with Serena, who of course is America, and a partnership with Ulta, it has, it's made the launch what it is today.
You're up against other celebrity brands, whether it's Rihanna and Fenty or Selena Gomez, Gwyneth Paltrow, and so on and so forth, Darpan Sanghvi. And of course, you do have the power of Serena Williams driving Wyn Beauty. But how do you differentiate yourself on a fairly competitive, commoditized shelf?
I think the differentiation comes on two levels. One is the emotional connect, the emotion that we evoke in the consumer when she sees our product, our brand point of view. And the other is the product benefit and the differentiation in what the product does for the customer. I think we've created a very compelling brand point of view, which is really immersed in what Serena stands for, which is high performance. I'll tell you a quote from Serena on which this brand is built. There was this quote where someone asked Serena, is she the greatest that's ever been there? And Serena said, am I the greatest? I don't know, but I know that I am the greatest that I can be. And really, the brand has been built around around that here, right? The brand is for your life's everyday wins, and which is why the brand is also called Wyn Beauty here. It's about high performance products. I don't think anybody in the world can stand behind high performance the way Serena stands. And then that's translated in the products. Look at the packaging. It's this beautiful color, what we call the Wyn Chartreuse. Chartreuse is the color of the tennis ball. And that's Serena right here. It stands out on the shelf. If you see the gondola we have at Ulta, it's absolutely disruptive. So we know we will catch the attention of the consumer with what the brand stands for and the way it looks. And then when they try the product, the fact that it's clean, it is skin-loving makeup with the 72-hour hydration benefits. It's high performance, so long-lasting and other benefits like that here. We think consumers will give us a shot, and then if they love the product, we'll keep coming back again and again. And I think that's where some of our tech and data and CRM tools will come in, that once the trial happens, how do we retain and make the consumers loyal? And ultimately, through some of our creator tools, also get them to take their loyalty on social media and make that viral.
You started by talking about how this is really the first big step in fulfilling the aspiration that you have of being the first global beauty company to come out of India. Outside of this, what's next? You've already made inroads into the UAE market with some of your own brands. Lay out the global roadmap for me that you have over the next 3 to 5 years.
So, when you say I want to be, when I say I want to be a global beauty company, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that, hey, I created some brands in India and I'm going to try to sell these brands to the Indian diaspora in different parts of the world. Yes, that's one part of what I want to do. But as a global beauty company, I want to be the owner of brands that are mainstream brands for the larger consumer audience globally here. So what you will see, what we're going to try to build out over the coming years is we will have brands that are originating from different geographies of the world. We will have distribution networks in different geographies of the world. And then brands from one part of the world will be able to leverage the distribution network in the other part of the world to get access there. And that's what we mean by wanting to be a global beauty company coming out of India. So Wyn Beauty, for example, we've laid organic distribution in the Middle East already. We obviously have very large distribution in India. We have 18 million transacted customers in India digitally. Here we have 30 million loyalty program members here in India. So when we bring Wyn Beauty here, that distribution is leveraged by Wyn Beauty over here. Similarly, as our distribution grows in other markets of the world, and our brand portfolio will also spread in those markets. So that's the vision, where it becomes a singular platform with multiple global brands, leveraging the distribution networks in different countries to be actually brands that are sold everywhere.
So will this be the preferred route that you intend to take as far as fulfilling this global aspiration is concerned, the joint venture like you have with Serena Williams? Are you looking at the celebrity route, inking more joint ventures that are contextual for the geographies that you want to be present in? Is that going to be the preferred route?
it is one of the routes, right? And there is no single sort of solution or answer to it, right? So if you see what we did in the Middle East, we actually took our personal care brand, Sirona, and then the Mom Square and Organic Harvest, and we took them into distribution at Carrefour and Lulu and other supermarkets and pharmacies in the Middle East there. We did not go and create a brand for the Middle East there. In the US, and and the reason why our first, global brand is a large US brand in partnership with an incredible global icon like Serena is because she transcends America. She transcends even age groups, right? So that brand can easily translate into different parts of the world, like a true global brand, like some of the other brands that you've talked about earlier have transcended outside the United States. So I think, we would evaluate every market differently, and I don't think there's a single answer for every market.
Well, speaking of answers, Darpan, what's the plan now as far as being IPO ready is concerned? It was a difficult period that you went through COVID. Give me a sense of where things currently stand as we start FY25. We don't have your FY24 numbers available just yet, but what was the year that just closed looking like, and what does the year ahead look like, more importantly, and how ready and confident do you feel about IPOing in 2025?
Well, we keep our fingers crossed. I think our target internally is to IPO in Diwali 2025. When I look at that journey, when we, hopefully touch wood, get there, for us, we'll hopefully be the first beauty company or the first consumer company with a global brand in its portfolio on the Indian Stock Exchange. We'll be the first, again, consumer company that will have a mix of a developing, super fast-growing geography like India and a highly developed, mature geography like the US, but which provides you with a much higher margin profile because I'm selling products in the US for $30 versus I'm selling products in India for 300 rupees because they're very different markets here, right? If you look at FY21 to FY23, we grew at about 250% CAGR, 244% CAGR is what we grew between FY21 to 23. FY24, we focused on cost cutting to become profitable in FY25. So you asked me, what is it that we're looking forward to in FY25 is ensuring that at a group level, we are profitable in FY25. We made a lot of investments over the last 2-3 years. First, it was for the inorganic acquisitions that we did in 2021. Then it was for the international foray, which now everybody knows of, but it was under wraps for the last 3 years. No one knew about what was happening in the US. And so FY25 now is for all of these bets to make sure they're delivering profits, which is when then we can go successfully on the public markets as a profitable, predictable company with hopefully the unparalleled growth rates. I mean, think of it, right? Our TAM becomes unlimited. As a global company, on the Indian stock markets, you're saying, oh, wow, you've got a mix of high margin profile countries, fast growing countries like India, and TAM is not a challenge. So, and brands that are not just local, but global. So I think it could be very interesting. Again, we keep our fingers crossed.
Well, it certainly is an interesting mix there that you're playing with, Darpan. But, while I understand that with the global aspirations, you do have a larger TAM, an addressable market that you intend to play with. But let's just talk about India, because that continues to be largely the bread and butter as far as the Good Glamm Group is concerned. What's the 18 million, the transacting customer base for you? What do you believe that could potentially be in the next few years? What are you targeting? What are you aiming for? How much have you been able to bring down burn by in the quest for profitability? And is it now enough on the plate as far as brands are concerned? Do you step back from making investments and just consolidate on what you currently have?
So 18 million transacted customers. We're currently adding about 5 to 6 million new transacted customers every year, right? And so if I take this over the next 3 to 5 years, our transacted customer base should be somewhere around 40 million transacted customers, which makes it, well, even today, we have the highest, by far the highest transacted customer base for any brand. It's typically marketplaces that have this kind of a transacted customer base. So that momentum will continue for us. with the 18 million transacted customers, hopefully getting to about 40 million transacted customers in the next 4 to 5 years. You're absolutely right. We are consolidating. If you see, we made 4 brand acquisitions in 2021. We haven't acquired any other brand in the last 2 years. We've only been busy growing them and then making them profitable. The only new investment we made, which was under wraps, was our international foray here in the United States. So, as I was alluding to earlier as well, we are very clear that we've made the investments that we had to make. We started cutting back costs. You asked me, how has profitability improved? So FY24, for the first time, we became a company. In FY23, we were CM2 negative. In FY24, we became CM2 positive. In FY25, we will become EBITDA positive. And that's the clear focus. So you're not going to be seeing any news, on multiple more brands. We're consolidating. For the last, until this announcement, for the last 2 years, we didn't do any other acquisition, no new brands. We're focused on what we had, and we were only growing them.
What has been the big learning through the highs and lows that you've seen in the last few years, Darpan, as you've tried to build this business out? You have, of course, restructured the business. You have tried to create moats around, whether it's the content side or it's the brand side. What's been the big lesson for you, the big learning that you would like to share with other entrepreneurs, with other founders who are looking at scale and predictable profitability? In your words.
So, I think it's been a very interesting few years for every entrepreneur. Started with COVID. Then after COVID, it became the 2021 madness. After that, it became the 2022, the geopolitical situation that happened, the funding winter that happened, the shift from 2021 being so exuberant to then going for, it's a pendulum, then going the other way and saying, cut costs and become profitable. So I would say from 2020 March, since COVID hit, to now, it's literally been an incredible journey. I'm pretty sure for every entrepreneur here. And I think, I think, ensuring that your foundational business model, fundamentally is very, very sound. And I don't think there is any more substitute for profitability anymore. I don't think that time, irrespective, funding comes back and things become exuberant again. I don't think there is, ever going to be a shift away from, not having profitability right at the forefront. So my only advice I would give everybody, is focus on profitability. That's here to stay. And you'll keep finding ways to grow even while you're cutting costs and trying to be profitable.
Well, it's a hard lesson learned, isn't it? There is no substitute for profitability and cash flow. But Darpan, before I let you go, have you managed to get on court with Serena Williams? What's been the Williams magic that you've been able, that's rubbed off on you, if any at all?
I don't think, there is no way I can get on court with Serena Williams. I think the magic that rubs off, there's magic every time we speak. She is the ultimate winner in life. And I think that's just the aura, the personality, and she has that with humility. That's the other incredible thing. So I think it's those two things which just keep rubbing off every time we speak to her, every time we see her. I mean, her work ethic, even now, it amazes all of us. So I would say, it's her attitude, the ultimate winner in life, with the humility that she has, is what we hope we can imbibe a little bit of.
Well, Darpan Sanghvi, I can vouch for that. I did an interview with Serena when she was here in India. I can't remember exactly when, but clearly more than a decade ago, and I can totally vouch for what you say. She is the ultimate winner. But appreciate you joining us here on Young Turks. We wish you the very best of luck with Wyn Beauty and, of course, with the global aspirations that the Good Glamm Group has. And we look forward to hearing more from you about the launch and about the road ahead. And good luck for the proposed IPO in 2025 as well.
Thank you, Shereen. Thank you so very much.
Well, with that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Young Turks. From all of us here on the program, many thanks for watching. We'll see you again after the very short break on CNBC TV 18. Stay tuned.